While the mainstream media lies about Democrats crafting dozens of ways to impeach President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance just said he had no clue how much American money was being stolen and how little people in D.C. actually cared. He's ending that now. Hunter Biden plans to run for president with Gavin Newsom and warns that Democrats are evil. They are stealing your money, and Kamala Harris is not to be trusted. I got a lot of big stories, so let's jump right in. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing the videos. It was leaked to Polymarkets that Hunter Biden would like to run for president of the United States. Once this idea became public and people laughed at him, he actually said he would like to be the vice president of the United States under Gavin Newsom, who he fully supports. He wants nothing to do with Kamala Harris and warned that the Democrat Party has become evil and that they are stealing people's money. He believes that Kamala Harris is completely unqualified. Listen to what was shared about this.
Knee pads in the tweaker 2028. Please let it be so. Hunter fantasizes about a lot of things, trust me. But one thing he wants badly, to stick it to the Democrats who cooed his daddy. He could pull off the greatest comeback since the Knicks, settle scores in D.C., burn it all down, and with Newsom by his side, well.
There is this very powerful group of people, and they all go to the same dinner parties, and they are all part of the same financial ecosystem that continues to fill their pockets in the Democratic Party, which I think is the one thing that makes it very, very, very difficult for the Democratic Party to ever actually achieve the real systemic change that we need in order to rehabilitate that brand. We need a new deal. We need somebody to come and break it.
Hunter's red hot. He spent years off the political grid, like he was in the witness protection program. But now that he's got a pardon in his pocket and Pops is out of office, he's moving his mouth like a machine gun. He's owning the family's biggest skeleton, Sleepy's brain.
It wasn't like it was a surprise that they elected someone who was 78 years old. It was not like a surprise that people, as they get old, particularly, at that age, they literally lose a step. Like my dad lost a step. That does not mean per se that there is a cognitive decline. But instead of embracing it, I think that they tried to kind of obfuscate it. And the one thing Dad could never afford, in my opinion, was to not always embrace his greatest strength, which was his authenticity.
Confession. I'm captivated. Hunter's interesting. He's got something to say. It's fresh. Because he doesn't give a unlike most of these tentative Democrats that pussyfoot around the truth, he's got Trump energy. And remember, Trump ravaged both parties, Republicans and Democrats. Hunter's embracing that same kind of blind violence. It's just what America needs.
Is he more qualified than me? I went to Yale Law School. I was a vice president of a major bank. I worked in the Clinton administration. I started my own business. I started my own law firm. I worked for Boyce, Schiller, Flexner. I taught at Georgetown University in the master's program at the School of Foreign Service. I was the chairman of the board of World Food Program, U.S., I was a vice chairman of Amtrak. I served on 14 boards. And Jared Kushner did what?
Kayleigh McEnany is the host of Saturday.
All right. Let me know in the comments. Would you vote for Hunter Biden? He seems willing to burn it all down, including telling us there are a group of elites in the Democrat Party that are stealing your money and enriching themselves. They do not have the best interests of the American people at heart. Well, we all kind of knew that. But, the memes are already rolling in for he and Gavin Newsom. We've got crackhead and butthead, do America. Again, let me know in the comments. Are you planning to vote for these people? I think it was interesting. He's saying stay away from Kamala. And there are a group of elites in the Democrat Party stealing your money. All right, speaking of total fraud and Gavin Newsom, the Trump administration is cracking down, telling California they have no reason to believe federal taxpayer money is being used honestly to end homelessness. Therefore, they are cutting off the money. They are no longer willing to throw good money after bad. In fact, it would be completely unethical. Listen to what was shared.
Homelessness program in Los Angeles. Yes, officials said the agency lacked adequate financial controls and safeguards for taxpayer dollars. The New York Post is reporting this, that an audit found $50 million distributed while only $13 million was accounted for. Joining me now and continues to be astounded by what's going on in Los Angeles is First Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Asali. Bill, first off, when you are the number one, when you're the capital of homelessness in the country and more money is spent and very little progress is made, there's a reason for an investigation. What so far have you found?
Yeah, in fact, this is one of my biggest priorities. When I got in, we made the Homeless Fraud and Corruption Task Force. And we said we're going to look for every dollar because agencies like LAHSA, they're unable to account for it. They can't tell you where the money went. So within a matter of months, we found out a lot of money was stolen. We've charged almost $100 million in fraud. There's a guy, Mr. Sufer, which was covered on Fox News. He was supposed to be responsible for housing 300 homeless people. He used the money to buy a home in Westwood and a home in Greece and to vacation at the Four Seasons. People are stealing the money, and agencies like LAHSA are supposed to provide the oversight to make sure that doesn't happen. But everyone's making so much money off this, they don't care. The gravy train just keeps coming.
You know, a study does show that as much as $24 billion statewide could be unaccounted for when it relates to homelessness.
$24 billion has been spent by the state of California within a 5-year period, and the homelessness got worse. It didn't get better. I was in the legislature, and we're asking, can we get an audit? Can we find out where this money went before we spend more billions? And they are so disinterested. They just want to feed this homeless NGO complex with billions of dollars, and they don't actually want to solve the problem.
So here's the question. What does Karen Bass know, and why wasn't she doing anything? So when you come down with this lawsuit, this investigation, she writes this: Mayor Bass, too, has grave concerns about LAHSA and the zero tolerance for mismanagement and negligence, which is why she previously directed the city to evaluate how to move away from the agency. But threatening federal funds does nothing to house people and jeopardizes the progress Mayor Bass has led to reduce homelessness for 2 years in a row. The improvement is negligible. It's single digits. And what she's trying to say is, you're cutting off funds, you're going to make things worse. What do you say to that?
We're not going to fund fraud. And if LAHSA is funding fraud and they're not being accountable for the money they're entrusted with, they're not going to get another dollar. And I think the Trump administration's made clear. We want to solve homelessness. We want to work with local agencies, but we want responsible partners and we want results. And LAHSA ain't it.
I got another topic, but the last question on this. What about the program of putting these homelessness into hotels and motels? That's been an epic fail too, hasn't it?
It hasn't worked. I mean, you can look at LA driving around. The homelessness hasn't gotten better. And the only reason that the mayor is even saying this is because they've been caught. There's now been audits. There's been criminal cases. And now she's saying, oh, this is terrible and distancing herself. But where was she before?
They only care because they got caught. Wow. That just sums it up right there. Over $24 billion spent of money. It's only gotten worse. Much worse, in fact. I mean, this reminds me of our healthcare or sick care system, where it doesn't benefit big medicine or big pharma to get you well. They need you sick and buying drugs over and over again. It's the same with the homeless. Every one of those people represents a new Porsche, a new G-Wagon, a new Bentley, a new mansion, a vacation home in Greece. They're literally just stealing our money. So I love what he said right there. We're not going to keep giving you guys money. We're not going to fund fraud so that you guys can continue to live high on the hog. Unbelievable. And I'm so grateful that they are getting this scam completely cleared up. Now, over in Ohio, it was revealed that 94 fake home healthcare businesses were being run out of one single office. What a scam, right? Listen to what was shared over in Congress about all of this stolen money.
How many providers did you see located at the same address? And why is that a red flag for fraud?
Well, in one building, we saw 94 companies. There's one landlord that
How many?
owns 94.
In one address?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You would think a state employee would catch that. I mean, that's Part of the problem, in my opinion, Mr. Chairman, with Medicaid is it's overwhelmingly federal dollars, but it's administered by the states. So the states aren't as concerned because it's federal money. It's not their money. And that's a joke. And I'm glad we're doing something about it. I'm glad the Vice President's interested in it. This committee's interested in it. Mr. Rosiak, did you see any other signs of that services were not being provided, like abandoned office space?
Yes, I saw an office space that was totally abandoned. I saw offices that had signs that said, "We've just stepped out to lunch," but it was clear that was an attempt to deceive, because there was, for example, stacks of mail piled up at the door, sometimes postmarked months ago.
You also reported companies with rapid and unusual growth. Should state oversight authorities have been alarmed by these trends?
Yes. I mean, for example, there was a janitor who renamed her LLC to be Mental Health and started billing Medicaid $100,000 in the first month, later up to $650,000 in 1 month, and then she left the country. And so if you were to start a roofing business, it takes time to build clients. How do you get $100,000 in business the first month? That's something people could ask.
Well, I really appreciate your investigative work. You are curious. And that's what a journalist is supposed to be. But unfortunately, a lot of the journalists today aren't curious when it comes to fraud and abuse of taxpayer dollars. So,
wow. A janitor at one of these buildings is like, wait a minute, everyone's driving these nice cars. They can go out to lunch. They've got nice clothing. They don't even have to show up. Literally, the checks just show up and nobody comes to check on it because it's federal money. And nobody in Washington, D.C. cares about your money being stolen. They only care about power and remaining in power. And so what does this janitor do? She starts billing the government $100,000 a month and then $650,000 a month. And when she thinks they're onto her, closes her door, leaves America, a multi-millionaire. Unbelievable. I cannot, it's bananas to me. Now, gratefully, President Trump, Dr. Oz, Vice President J.D. Vance, they're doing something about it. They respect your money and they want to shut down all of the fraud and the stolen money. But Vice President J.D. Vance said, in the last 30 days, his eyes have been opened like never before. He didn't realize how much fraud there was and how few people in Washington, D.C. actually care about your stolen money. Listen to what he shared.
But I just want to say that for me, and I think for a lot of people who are involved in this effort, this is very personal because I'm not just the Vice President of the United States. I come from a family, and I grew up in a family where we sometimes benefited from these programs. The generosity of the American people is one of the most amazing things about our country. I think all of us, of course, just passed tax day. None of us like paying our taxes, but we do it. And why do we do it? Because we know that it goes to give a bite to a low-income family that can't afford food. We know that it goes to pay the military who keep us safe. We know that it goes to some essential services. But that trust in our government, that trust in our institution, it depends on us taking that trust seriously. How long are people going to pay into programs if they know that that money doesn't go to a low-income kid who needs health care, but that money goes into a fraudster getting rich? This doesn't work, and this doesn't make sense unless we take fraud seriously. So I'm proud to be part of an effort in our government. I'm proud to lead the effort in our government to finally take fraud seriously. We want to protect these programs for the kids and the families who need them. We want to ensure that the American taxpayer isn't getting fleeced. And I'd say just a few months into it, gentlemen, we have done a very, very good job. Let's keep it up.
All right, man. They are doing so much amazing work. And, you know, a year ago, right when Elon Musk was being shooed out by Republicans and mostly Democrats, but both, to be fair, he said, there's a lot of people in Washington, D.C. that don't care about stolen money because it's not theirs. So too many people writing checks that are other people's money. And that's a major problem. And you can see, like, literally, some janitor is like, oh my gosh, I can just bill the government and make $650,000 a month. And if I get scared, I'll just leave the country. I'll just head on down to the Gulf of America, get on a boat, get on a plane, and get the hell out. That's exactly what happened. And it's happening times thousands all over the country. And let me know in the comments down below, are you grateful for what Vice President J.D. Vance is doing? I am. I think he and Dr. Oz and everybody, they're doing such a great job of cleaning that up. I wish that they had been doing this earlier. But the best time to do it is 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And that is exactly what is happening. All right, now over on CNN, 2 Democrats on the panel got extremely agitated when Scott Jennings said, Democrats have only one talking point this election cycle: impeach Donald Trump. Well, they both got agitated, and the woman, she got really irritated and said, that's not true. Stop saying that. No Democrat around the United States of America is running on impeaching Donald Trump. And then listen to what is said in the last 5 seconds of this clip. You won't believe it.
I believe Al Green filed an impeachment resolution. That's going to happen.
Really
but also, you're going to have Democrats who are talking, like Sherrod Brown, who's talking about things like inflation.
Let me ask you a question. If you went to a Democratic political dinner tonight and somebody asked you in front of the crowd, should we impeach Donald Trump? And you said no, what would happen to you? Would you be thrown out in 3 seconds or 1 second?
Democrats are not running on impeachment, and that is not what they're talking to the American people. No, they aren't. It's a fact, Scott. They are not running on impeachment.
Don't ask me. I mean, I think the president of the United States should be impeached, but I ain't running for that.
All right, next for us.
Boom. And there you go. None of us are talking about that. None of us want that. That's not what they're running on. Well, I'm not running, but if you ask me, President Trump should be impeached. It's exactly what they're planning to do. They will impeach him on January 21st, and everything will go downhill from there. So we've got to get out and vote. We've got to keep rooting out all of this fraud. But there's a lot of good things to be grateful for right now, and they're doing a lot of good. Now, I don't know that Hunter Biden is going to end up being president with Gavin Newsom, but let me know in the comments what you think. All right, I love you guys. If you found value, give this video a like, share it with family and friends. Have a great weekend and stay amazing.